you. Very important point and very important message today, basically illustrated by a beautiful experience today. And I wanted to share it with you because I know everybody that follows this channel will be interested in things that will enrich your life, things that can bring you freedom, things that will allow you to create a very powerful business, a conscious business that helps a lot of people and also allows you to make a lot of money. So let's dive in. And with this title, it basically shows like how you show up. So the way how you do things, the way how you are thinking things, the way how you take action, the way how you communicate with people, the way how you deal with commitments or like again communication, or the way how you do things that you said you are going to do. All of these things determine what is going to come your way and what's going to show up for you. And a lot of the time, we want good things to show up for us, right? So let me know in the chat box. Would you like something beautiful to show up for you? You want to have more health, more wealth, more love, more great relationships, more success, more abundance, more peace of mind. And so if that's what you want all these good things, then it is very much correlated to the way how you show up and the way how you do things. And the degree to which that is quite big and significant. And today I had the pleasure, as usual, to speak to a lot of amazing people. We always have that blessing because we have an international community. A lot of people reach out to us on the daily, asking questions about business and how to better their lives and that sort of stuff. So we speak to a lot of people, and today there was like two very clear examples of what I encountered, of one person really showing up super, super, super responsibly, and another person not actually showing up very responsibly. And in both cases, I communicated this particular message that I'm sharing with you guys to them, and explained like why, again, as a mentor, it's my duty to make them aware of this fact and what the ramifications of it is as well. And so one example was one person that has been really, really responsible and really kind and respectful in their communication, always on time, always thoughtful, always like really respectable in the way how this person communicates and shows up. And even like this is a person that I've been communicating with for a little while, really, really awesome individual who really wants to, increase abundance in life and through sales and through potentially business and lots of other stuff. But this person I haven't spoken to for so many months. So we had a call scheduled, and I sent a message earlier to say, hey, I look forward to our call, to see you on our call. And instantly this person responds and say, hey, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I look forward to see that. It's just a really sweet message. I'm not going to say the full details of the message, but it was very respectable. And then the person shows up early, and the conversation was very beautiful. And even though we have not decided to do business yet at this moment in time, the way how this person showed up and was grateful for the feedback and very, just extremely responsible was so beautiful. So at the end of the call, I said this to the person. I said, the way how you're showing up, the way how you're communicating, the way how you are so respectful, and just again the character that you're showing, you're going to be extremely successful, and you're going to get a lot of beautiful things coming into your life. Why? Because of the way how you're showing up and the way how you are displaying, or maybe not displaying is not the right word, but the way how you conduct yourself and the way how you respect other people's time and you respect and appreciate the efforts that someone is putting forward. And it was such a beautiful conversation, and he was really grateful for that. Whereas thereafter was another person, also a really incredible person, but not corresponding at all, and not showing up at all, and not responding at all, and all of these sort of things. So at a certain point, like we were having a meeting, we were supposed to have a meeting, and person didn't show up, hasn't been responding for any of the communication. And so I called the person up, just called the number up and say, hey, I'm on the Zoom, eagerly waiting for you to show up. Is everything okay? It's like, oh yeah, I thought I said this and that, and I thought I pressed, I'm canceling the meeting. and say, okay, got it. Um, can I ask, what was your reason for not actually communicating and reading all the emails? Because automation, you can see whether people read the emails. What was your reason for not actually responding and not communicating? And then the person obviously gave a reason, which we went into, and I don't have to share all of that information. And then said, okay, like, I don't mind if we're not going to do business together. Absolutely not, because I want you to know that if you do this, you're going to be 100% committed, and it has to be 100% the right thing for you. I know we can help you, but you have to be all in to be able to get the results. But I said, it is my responsibility as a mentor to share with you that the way how you show up is going to determine what's going to show up for you. So I said, I wouldn't want you to be in a position where you put a lot of effort out there. You do a lot of, not just me, also our team, sending lots of inspiration, motivation, communication, only to find out that the person does not respond. And I wouldn't want you to be in a position where you put your time, your effort, your love, your dedication to all of that, and then you just sit there waiting and nobody's showing up, nobody's taking the effort or the responsibility to communicate whatsoever. I wouldn't want you to have that, because that's not necessarily the nicest thing. And so whether or not you're doing business with us, that doesn't matter, but it is my obligation as a mentor who actually cares about you and wants to make sure that you do well in life and in business, that you become aware of that. Because again, how you show up is what's gonna come forth from that. And it turned out to be a beautiful conversation. The person did appreciate and took responsibility for that. And that was lovely. And I just really want that person as well to be really successful, because I think from the conversations that did have and the correspondence that we did do, that person is very amazing as well, and it's got a really lovely business. And it just made me inspired to share this with you guys. Like, I'm never going to reveal who these people are and whatnot, because that doesn't matter. But it is important that we are aware of what we do, what we commit to, the responsibilities that we take. And so there are a lot of people that say something but don't do it. They say, I'm going to show up. They say, I'm going to follow through on this. They say all of these things, but they don't actually do it. And that is not necessarily like, oh, I feel sad because someone is not doing it. No, it's not good for you. And so I want everyone that's watching this channel and is part of the freedom lifestyle movement to realize that every action and every thought and every intention and every choice to act or choice to not act has a ramification. Everything has a consequence. Everything has like action reaction type of thing, right? And so oftentimes we can be very nonchalant. I'm not sure if that's the way how you pronounce it in English, and very easy. And if there's not a real connection yet with a person, it's like, oh no, it's fine if I don't show up. It's fine if I don't send a message back. It's fine that I'm reading all the emails, but I'm not sending anything back. It's fine. Well, in actual fact, it will have an impact, because whatever you put out will come back and amplified. And so if you do take that responsibility and you do communicate and you do say what is the case, or you say, hey, sorry, I can't make it, but thank you so much for the effort or whatnot, that goes a long way. Because all of these things are tests of life. We say we want all of these beautiful points that lead up to our abundance, but there is a scale actually ticking as well towards like, what do we do here? What do we do there? Am I saying I'm going to do this and not doing it? So I'm going to talk the talk but not walk the walk at the expense of someone else's time, commitment, and dedication to the same agreement? Or am I actually going to just be like, no, I know I want all of the beautiful things, so I have to show up with full character for the things that may not be the most romantic things to do or the most enjoyable things to do, like sending an email. Who likes sending an email? Like, there's nobody in love with the process of sending an email. But the ramifications of taking the effort and responsibility to send that email and have another person be informed, not to wait on Zoom for however many minutes and having to call someone to say, hey, sorry, whatever, that goes a long way. And the way how you then put that effort and responsibility and energy out there, that gets amplified in the cosmic scale in blessings coming back. And I am saying this with love, because I didn't used to show up in that way. As much as I like to be very aware of these things right now, it wasn't always the case. There were times where I was just like, I was signing up for stuff and I was putting meetings, not having the awareness and responsibility to know that when I book a meeting somewhere, someone is actually going to wait for me on the other end. And it's not cool when they put all that effort out there to just leave them hanging. Now, that was not the case in this thing because it was actually agreed upon. We had a meeting and then the next meeting was planned. But I used to not be responsible with that. And I was scratching my head, like, why am I not seeing results? Why am I not seeing people respecting my time? Because I wasn't respecting those people's time. I was just, doing things, click, 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 and not actually following through on those things. Not knowing that there's someone behind that puts a great deal of effort and energy towards putting all of that together. So that can be in that case. It could also be in the case when I'm going to a store and buying some groceries, when I'm just like not appreciating the person behind the counter, not even looking at the person, I'm just on my phone, like that. There's someone there doing a service, putting in love, energy, dedication to serve you as a client. Least we can do is look the person in the eye and say thank you. And then with that, may seem almost insignificant, but that goes a long way. Who knows what this person on the other end is dealing with, working really hard over hours so that they can pay the rent and support their families in another country perhaps. And then to only see people that are self-absorbed and not even paying response or paying an effort because it's just the person behind the counter, that doesn't make their life any better, but most of all, doesn't make your life better. Because if you're not respecting every human being and be kind and be aware of our actions, then the only right and fair thing is that we're going to receive a lesson back that makes us aware. Because we're not knowing it unless we walk a mile in someone else's shoe. And I'm not going to learn the lesson of being responsible and respecting other people's time if I have not been on the receiving end of that. So even the fact that I was now stood up is still a part of me having to learn that too, to a certain degree. If I'm honest about it, it is. Now, that may go to a certain degree because if you look at sales statistics, there's always going to be calls where people are not going to show up. So how much is that correlated to the fact that I, in the past, was maybe not the most responsible? Maybe there's a certain area where that's not really in the grand scheme of things, but still it is important to know that until we have understood and learned a certain lesson that moves us ahead to those things that we so wish for, until we've learned that lesson, we're going to actually face the lessons, and the lessons may repeat themselves in slightly different circumstances. So what is my motivation in making this video right now is because many of us want the good life. We want to have a peaceful life. We want to look after our loved ones. We want to be financially free. We want to be healthy. We want to, we want all of those good things. And sometimes we scratch our head and wonder, like, why is it not happening? Could it be, is the question, that maybe in certain areas of our lives, we're not showing up to the degree that we should be? And maybe when we now have that awareness and I can honestly look at my life and say, hey, where am I not showing up responsibly? And then make that tweak. And you'll see that when you make that tweak, it will have big ramifications in your life. Because that is you showing, hey, I've learned my lesson, I'm doing this, I'm sending out that respect to other people. And in turn, when you receive the blessing from that, that is amplified. And so a small act of kindness or a small act of responsibility can have huge ramifications in terms of you receiving the things that you have been wishing for a long time. Because it's just a little nod or a little wink, in my belief, that God is like winking. I see you have got the lesson. I'm going to bless you with some beautiful this and that. And that's quite interesting and beautiful. So I hope this message resonates with you. Let me know in the chat box if it does. Thank you so much for commenting, Misty, Madalena. Appreciate it very much. Whoever else is here, let me know who you are and if this resonates with you. And I would just really share and say to you guys, as much as I will do the same myself, is reflect on your life. See where Where am I not showing up responsibly? And it doesn't mean that you have to be uber serious, because I'm not uber serious, and life is fun. But I do try as much as possible. I'm not perfect whatsoever, but I do try as much as possible to be responsible. And I can already, by just me sharing this with you guys, I can already tick or point a few things out in my own life that I can do better, and I can show up more responsibly. And I will. And I will incorporate that. And that's why I love sharing these things. Like, this was just like an inspiration from today, two examples where one was showing up so responsible and another one was not. And that was also the way how it was supposed to be. Maybe the person that wasn't showing up responsibly needed to not do that, so that finally this person can show up in the life and say, hey, I just want to share this with you. Like, whether or not you're going to do business with us, I just want you to be aware that if you do these things, they're also going to come back. And I don't want that to be the case for you. I want you to have all the success. And so I'm making you aware of it. It's not because I am fishing for an apology. I'm saying this because I want you to become aware, so that you may do beautiful things in life and get the beautiful results. And with the other person, it may have been like, yeah, I've been showing up so responsibly, and needed to hear that those responsible efforts will eventually pay off. Because that's another thing. Sometimes we do all of these good things and we don't yet see the results, and it feels like I'm doing so good, I'm doing so well, I'm trying so hard, and why am I not getting the blessings? That might be a question. I don't know if any one of you have ever had it, but I've certainly asked myself that question when I was working super hard, and I was so kind, so caring, and I felt sometimes like I was just taken advantage of. And when is my time? When is my break? But that's also part of the test. It's just like, can you persevere? Are you only being of full, beautiful character when it's something that you want to do? Or can you be that consistently and trust that your time will come and your blessings will come? And that's part of it also. And maybe that conversation that I had with that other person today, this is maybe his reminder that he is now like, hey, my positivity and my responsibility will pay off, and have someone to say that to him, so that he knows, or maybe has a reconfirmation of that. Yeah, it is, things are gonna turn around, and things are gonna help. And that was actually one of the things that he communicated to me as well, saying like, yeah, thank you so much for sharing that, I really appreciate that. And so that's why I wanted to bring it to you guys. Maybe in your life, either of the scenarios might benefit you. Maybe there are certain parts where you're not showing up responsibly, other parts where you are showing up responsibility, and both of these questions may have played in your mind. But I just want you to know that we do get in our life every single thing because there's a learning there, and a specific learning for us, which at the time is not always fun, but it all serves a purpose, and it does make us those people that we actually want to be, the happy, successful, healthy people. And because we wish for that, it encourages the Almighty to bring those beautiful opportunities to us so that we can pass the test. So if anything, I just want you to know that you will pass your test, whatever that test may be, whichever end of the spectrum in terms of responsibility you operate. Just become aware, incorporate it to the best of your ability, have faith, and beautiful things will come to you. So I hope that helps for today's live video. Also, I wanted to say before we finish, is there any topic that you guys would like me to cover specifically? I had actually one of my amazing students send me an entire list of topics that she wants me to cover. So that was super helpful. So I want to give a big shout out to Selma. I've got the list and I'm so excited for going over these things. And yeah, I would like to see if there's anything more. So I have one list now. I've got my own ideas of certain topics that I want to cover, but maybe some of you are having an idea or something that you're struggling with right now, or something that you really would like some extra help and support in, then just let me know. You can either comment it below, or you can message me in private on my Instagram, which is Tjibaria as well. So instagram.com/Tjibaria. And I look forward to helping you with whatever it is that you need help with. Now, on that note, if you are new to the channel, feel very free to subscribe, hit the bell so that you'll be notified whenever I go live. I meant to have a fixed time, and I will get a fixed time, but my calendar has been a little bit all over the place. So my apologies, and I take full responsibility for that. I will fix a time so that you guys know, okay, at every day at this time, the show is on, so that it can be something consistent to look forward to and to be maybe taken into your routine as well if it benefits you. So that's it for me. If also this video was beneficial for you and you think it might benefit someone else, feel very free to share it, because again, I just really want to empower as many people as possible, and I want people to break free. I don't want people to be stuck in any situation, like whether that's financial freedom, physical freedom, mental freedom, spiritual freedom. We just want people to be free. And so that's what we're dedicated to, and why I am now finally showing up consistently on YouTube, even though I've been held accountable for that. So see, that's another learning of my side, that I wasn't consistent on my YouTube, or not to the degree that I know I can. So that's my commitment as well, to be here consistently. So yeah, I hope that helps. Thank you, Madalena. Thank you, Misty. Really appreciate you guys, and everybody else that's here but that's not commenting. I appreciate you guys too. And I see you guys tomorrow for another episode of my daily show.